And as the shutdown continues in Washington, a lot of questions about what this is going to mean as we move into tax season. And to help us answer some of those questions, we're joined by Borys. You're a CPA with MGO accounting firm here in the Bay Area. So I think, as a lot of people prepare to file those returns starting at the end of this month, one of the questions is, with the federal government partially shut down, does that mean that we're going to be seeing delays in terms of getting refunds?
Despite the shutdown, the IRS has recently confirmed that they will begin processing tax returns January 28th. We, as tax advisors, expect things to be business as usual. So prior to that date, taxpayers are encouraged to gather their tax documents and meet with their CPAs and start preparing their tax returns.
All right, but there is, some question about the workforce that's going to be on hand at the IRS. From what I was seeing, it sounds like they're going to have only about 57% of the workforce they would normally have on hand to handle the workload here during tax season. Does that feel like it's enough to you? It
may be. If returns are electronically filed, which is recommended because you will receive your refund typically within 21 days of filing, it's better than if you were to paper file, and in general, without a government shutdown, there have been delays. So as long as you are e-filing your returns and meeting with your CPA, we do expect returns to be kind of business as usual. There's not going to be any extension in filing your return or paying your taxes. So taxpayers are encouraged, again, to meet with your CPAs and go through your situation and get your filings done despite the government shutdown.
And that's a good point to make. People out there shouldn't think, well, the federal government is shut down. That means that I don't have to pay what I owe to the IRS.
Correct. That is absolutely not true. It's business as usual, and continue acting as if it's business as usual.
It's not really just the shutdown that could complicate this year's filing season. This is also the first time that all of us are going to be filing with the new changes under President Trump's tax law that was enacted. How might that sort of complicate things as well?
Yes, so this is the largest tax haul in 30 years to the Internal Revenue Code, and so what taxpayers can expect is a lot of additional time spent preparing their returns themselves or having their CPAs prepare their returns. There has been a lot of proposed regulations issued and guidance issued which provided some clarity on how this impacts taxpayers, but until it's actually implemented against your own personal tax situation, it's very hard to tell how things will shake out. So additional time is going to be needed.
Okay. Is there during a shutdown like this, is there a better time to file on the early end? Maybe waiting until, closer to April to file? Is there anything that's more advantageous, you think?
If you have all of your tax documentation ready and your taxes are pretty straightforward, as long as all the tax forms are finalized, you're encouraged to go ahead and file as soon as possible. However, some forms have not yet been finalized, and so we are still waiting for those before returns can be released. If you are unsure on a position you're taking with your returns or missing information, you may want to extend your return and file later closer to the extended deadline.
Okay. But bottom line, you do think that those refunds are not going to be delayed as a result of the shutdown?
I can't speculate, but I believe that they will still be issued. That's what the IRS has recently said.
All right. We hope that is the case. Borys, CPA with MGO accounting firm. Appreciate you coming in. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.